The Old Tree and the Lost Boy. A story of hope and kindness long ago, in a small village surrounded by green forests and beautiful mountains, there lived a young boy named David. David was an orphan. He had lost his parents when he was very young and had grown up feeling alone in the world. Although many people in the village were kind to him, David always wondered if he had a place where he truly belonged. At the edge of the village stood a huge old tree. Nobody knew how old the tree was, but people said it had been there for hundreds of years. Its branches were wide, its roots were deep, and it provided shade for anyone who rested beneath it. David loved that tree. Whenever he felt sad, he would sit under its branches and talk about his dreams. One day, David would say, "I want to become someone who helps others." The villagers often laughed gently when they heard him. "You are just a poor boy," they told him. "How can you change the world?" But David believed that even a small person could do great things. One day, a terrible storm came to the village. Strong winds destroyed houses, farms were damaged, and many families lost their food. The villagers became worried because they did not know how they would survive. David walked through the village and saw people suffering. He remembered the words his parents used to tell him, "A kind heart is more valuable than great wealth." So David decided to help. He collected fallen branches from the old tree and used them to help repair houses. He shared his small amount of food with families who had nothing to eat. He worked from morning until night, even when he was tired. At first, some people laughed. "How can this little boy help us?" they said. But after seeing his dedication, people began joining him. The farmers helped rebuild homes. The builders repaired damaged buildings. The villagers worked together because one boy had reminded them of the power of kindness. Years passed, and David grew into a strong and wise young man. He never forgot the old tree that had given him comfort during his hardest days. One day, a group of children came to him and asked, "David, why do you always help people? You were once poor and had nothing. Why don't you think only about yourself?" David smiled and looked toward the old tree. "When I was alone, this tree gave me a place to rest. It gave me shade when the sun was hot and shelter when the rain came. It never asked for anything in return. That tree taught me an important lesson. The greatest gift we can give is kindness." Many more years passed. David became known throughout the land as a man who helped others. He built schools for children, cared for the poor, and brought people together. But even with all his success, he always returned to the old tree. One day, he noticed that the tree was beginning to dry and lose its leaves. David became sad. He gathered the villagers and said, "This tree helped me when nobody knew my name. Now it is our turn to care for it." Together, they watered the tree and protected it. Slowly, new leaves began to grow. The tree became green again. The villagers realized something important. Just like the tree, people become stronger when they are cared for and loved. Many generations later, the old tree was still standing at the edge of the village. Children played under its branches. Families rested beneath its shade. And parents told their children the story of David, the boy who learned that one small act of kindness could change an entire village. The story was passed from generation to generation. You do not need to be rich to make a difference. You only need a heart willing to help. And the old tree continued to stand as a reminder that love, kindness, and hope can live forever. The end.